20 years ago, my BF and his best friend forcefully entered me and lied about it so my friends and family would turn on me. Now, my then BF offed himself and released a video with the truth, and my family is begging for forgiveness. It happened in 2003. My boyfriend at the time asked me to come over one night to hang out, but when I arrived, it wasn't just us. His best friend was there. They cornered me, and the only thing my boyfriend said before they forced themselves on me was that his best friend had never entered a girl before and how unfair it was that girls rejected him. I have never been able to listen to Tupac again after that night. My boyfriend and his best friend were part of a big friend group that my sister and I were also part of. I reported what happened to the police, and it became a big divider in the group until a friend of the best friend provided an alibi for him from her birthday party that happened the same night. It was good enough for everyone, and everyone turned against me, wanting me to drop the charges, including my sister. 6 months later, the best friend overdosed, and I was blamed for what happened to him. I was ostracized by everyone, including my family. I moved away after the case was dropped shortly after the overdose. I woke up about 3 weeks ago to lots of texts and missed calls from unsafe numbers. I found out later that it was my mom and sister, and now they believe me because my former boyfriend confessed to everything, in detail, and called what he did a curse that haunted him his entire life. Haunted him? The audacity. He wanted me to know that God was on my side and had punished him on every single path he took, starting with the passing of his best friend, and that he was tired now and couldn't take it anymore. He asked for forgiveness and for me to visit his grave so at least his soul didn't continue to be haunted. I got copies of his letter and video sent to me, even by strangers, not only to me but to my husband and children, none of whom knew my past. I don't know what to do now. My husband and children are traumatized, and my family is begging me to forgive them. They want to meet my children and be a part of their lives. I don't even know if there's anything to forgive. I just want things back to normal before all this came out again. Would I be a bad person if I told everyone I don't want anything to do with them? My mom is apparently sick and is scared she wouldn't have the chance to see me before something happened. All I know is that I could finally listen to Tupac again. Update 1. I don't know if you remember me. I posted 5 months ago about my situation, and I have felt nothing but despair since. My mom is very sick. I decided that I didn't want to meet her or any of my family, yet one Sunday morning they were at my door insisting to go inside, insisting to see me before she left this world. She cried because I looked old, not her beautiful girl anymore. Did she expect to meet 20-year-old me? I didn't utter a word and I pushed my sister away when she cried and tried to hug me. They wanted to see my children, but I refused. My children were terrified. Now they have been trying everything to make me talk to them. I have tried to report them to the police, but they yet again proved themselves to be useless. My children aren't feeling well. We are in therapy, especially my son who doesn't even want to look at me, even now. My daughter is very compassionate, but I know that she is as confused and broken as well, but she has always been the kind who tries to make others feel better. My husband and I are separated. We started having issues, and he was angry all the time. He couldn't look at me. He thought that I should have told him when we met, but I didn't, and now he felt helpless. He couldn't even touch me anymore. Do you feel repulsed by me? Do I remind you of what happened every time I have touched you? He was going mad, so he said that he didn't want to be with me anymore. I begged him to stay, not only because I love him but because our children, especially our son, is hurting, and we need to help him. But he said that separation is better so our son can get some time off from being with me, I suppose, when he lives with his dad. My rapist's wife is suing me for the damage her husband left me. They have 4 children who are all traumatized by what happened. They still live in my hometown, and everyone knows them. Seeing what happened to my children, I feel nothing but sorrow for his children too. None of them asked to be born. The woman who provided the alibi was outed. I heard that she's lost her job, and people are harassing her. Even with my past, these past months have been the hardest on me. I cry myself to sleep every night. I have lost everything I care about. I wish he had never admitted to anything. He should have let the past be.